Well, it's a Sunday morning here in Marton in Norman. I'm going to go and explore some of the TET, Trans-European Trail, just outside Swindon. And the trail picks up the Fossway, which we'll be riding along in a bit. Just waited here at the old railway station. Cricklade Railway, there we go, Swindon Cricklade Railway event, Lunsden Street Station, on the outskirts of all the new housing here. So hopefully give you an idea what some of the TET that runs through our lovely place looks like. So we're in Wiltshire at the moment, top end, and then we'll hit a bit of Gloucestershire and be heading up, as I say, heading up the Fossway, and then over the top of Birdlip Hill, which takes you over the view over Cheltenham and Gloucester. We'll see, hopefully give you an idea what some of the trails are like. Bit of road work to start with, so I'll come back later on. So we're just going back to turn right into the woodland, which is the beginning of the TET route in this stretch. Here we go, as you can see, entering a byway. It's a nice easy ride through here. You could quite easily do this on a larger, larger bike, 650, 750, even the big BMWs. I've done this on my Africa Twin, but obviously much easier on the Enduro style bikes. Right. Yep. So just stop for a few seconds. And now the end of this first little stretch of byway. It's nothing really, just a couple of minutes. So what we're riding today, I'm on a 356 days KTM. Norman in front of me is on a 250 Honda, and Martin's on his 701 in front. So a real mixture. And this is second week in February, so I think it's February the 11th. Very cold morning, it's probably about 3 degrees, 4 degrees, but sunny, so it makes a bit of a difference. And you can see this is well laid as well now, this part of the track. Wouldn't be surprised if we come across some horses, because it's the first good day for a few days now. We've had some horrible weather. And just as I said about horses, we've come across one further up the track. Interesting, if I go to the left hand side here, you can see where this track's been chewed up over the years on the side here. That's not just a natural pond, that's where the 4x4s have gone through here. So if you wanted to get yourself stuck, that's the place to go. It runs to the left behind these trees. Did it a few years ago, but the bike came out worse, I can tell you that. There's some big deep bits there, plus look, it's blown over with trees now. But the rest of this track's really firm underneath the mud. Here's where it comes out, you see. Once again, more recent tracks, I think, by the looks of it. So this bit's a lot more open, see how it's been chewed up. That looked like you'd drown a bike down in there, I think. I wouldn't like to clean it out afterwards, that's for sure. So just left the first set of byways, and now we're riding the sort of usual back roads that you get round on this part of the TET, heading up towards Malmesbury. So one of the nice places you might want to stop for a coffee is Malmesbury. We're on the outskirts of it now. It's a lovely market town. Quite a few little shops and cafes in the middle, so a good place to stop if you want to refuel, put yourself on your bike. So we've just come around the outside of Malmesbury, back on the route now. As you can see, you go through the outskirts, but nice easy riding, and we're only a quarter of a mile out of Malmesbury. Oops, and we hit a nice sticky little byway. Nothing too awful, just a bit of water and a bit of mud. Quite deep where the 4x4s have gone through. So this is what this part of the Fossway looks like through the farm. As you see, well laid track, no problems here, a bit of water. It's a Sunday, so we've just passed 4 horses, 3 or 4 lots of people with dogs. We've just come up to somebody else now with dogs, so if it's a weekend, just be aware it can get quite busy. And probably 2 minutes later, after that set of people with their dogs, another set of horse riders. As long as you're reasonable, no problems. Young ones. Thank you. And so we're back on the Fossway now. On the left, it takes you back down towards Malmesbury. And now this is where we follow almost straight line, and you can see it on the Garmin there. This is intersected by quite a number of small roads coming across. But yeah, fairly continuous piece of off-laning. Again, pretty straightforward stuff most of the way. There's really nothing exciting on this part of the ride in terms of climbs or rocks or anything like that. It's more or less this sort of trail. As I say, it gets a bit narrower towards the northern end of it, but nothing too much. If you're doing the whole trail, I guess this would be just really a link between maybe the southern part and then going into Wales, where obviously it gets a lot trickier, a lot harder. So here we are, one of those roads that cross the trail. You've got 5 or 6 of these along the route of it, but you can keep flowing. So this section is closed to all vehicles apart from motorcycles. As you can see, you've got to keep up a fairly good pace. Oh, the sun's come out. Still freezing cold, still probably about 4 degrees. Fingers are feeling it, but it'll warm you up at least getting up on the pegs. So a very nice little section. This comes down to its scientific interest. Got a nice little river. No, there's no ford, I'm afraid, but it's a nice place to go for a swim in the summer. It's a scheduled monument. This used to be an old settlement. Thank you. Good morning. Thank you. Part of the Cotswold area now. Cotswold, Cotswolds. This whole area. Thank you. So we've just come out of one of the more closed-in byways, and this now is taking you more into the sort of Cotswold countryside. Over on the right-hand side is the Cotswold Airport. Again, if you want to brake, you just turn right off the main route up here, find your way to the airport, and there's a very nice restaurant there called Aviate. Again, get something to eat or drink. Otherwise, you just keep pressing straight on. I've got some puddles here, obviously. It's been raining quite a bit the last few days. But so far, there's nothing that a big bike wouldn't be able to do during the wetter time, drier times of the year. And if you're good, I suppose any time of the year. But this size bike is just right for it. Yeah, as you can see, it's a bit wetter today. A lot of rain yesterday. Whoops. Looks quite slippy. But as you see, this is why it's called the Cotswolds. Open fields, these stone walls. Cotswold stone walls. So as I was saying, when you get to the bottom of this hill, if you want to turn right, 3/4 of a mile on the road, turn on the right hand side again, and you've got to the airfield for a coffee and a break. So I've just come across this slightly narrower section. Quite a few trees down. Quite stony underneath, muddy on top. Nice piece of woodland. A few snowdrops in there. Too early for daffodils. A bit more technical. Yeah, back end sliding around a bit here. It's an old dry stone wall we're going over. As you can see here, it's a mixture of narrow trails. Undergrowth is closed right in around you. Yep, getting hit a few times there. But the actual trail itself is fairly straightforward. Go to the middle, I think. Yeah, a bit more rutty here, definitely, for sure. Beginning to feel a bit warmer today, though. A bit of movement here. So yeah, if you like tracks a bit more technical, I think you'll enjoy this. Ooh. Once again, although it's closed in, it's a nice sweeping bit of trail. Nothing too difficult. Norman's doing really well. So a bit of a deep puddle here. Martin's got through okay. Yeah, quite a deep section here. Norman's doing alright, no problem. There we go, no problem. Away from the tree, I think. As you can see, ooh, it's pretty overgrown, quite close in. A bigger bike loaded up, excuse me, need to put the visor down. A bigger bike loaded up might find a bit of a struggle sideways with the distances, but it's only one small part of the section, so you should be okay. So, out of that rather narrow, yucky section, things a bit more of an open space through the woods. Unfortunately, people still dump rubbish. Amazing, you get rubbish and you get beautiful things like the snowdrops. Oh well, looks like we've got another bit of a water feature ahead of us. Oh, a couple of them. So, looks like people are more sensible and go round, so I think we'll do that. Whoa! Yeah, I nearly went. So we're off the byways for a moment or two. Stroud is 6 miles away on my left hand side. We're going to go down through the Stroud Valley. Bisley is just in front of us, a couple of miles. And there's another group of guys in front of us here. So just telling Norman that the level crossing ahead, there's been 2 accidents, well 2 deaths in the last couple of years. One I know was a biker. So the advice really is not to go across it. Now you can see on the sign there, closed to all vehicles apart from farm vehicles, so I'm not sure if this route knows that, but we'll soon see. But this again is a nice technical bit of woodland. 4x4s use it quite a bit. And there's always water in here. Again, lovely beech woods. There's always a bit of a mucky descent, this one. And we've got a little stream at the bottom, my memory serves me right, you go down into. And then cross, yeah, that's right. Wash the tyres off. As you can see, it's quite wet and muddy down in there. Don't think it's that deep. Take it slow. No, not deep at all. This part you'll find fairly stony due to the Cotswold stone that's just under the surface. And we've got a little 4x4 coming the other direction, so that should be fun. Stops and let us through, it'll be fun. As I said, 4x4s use it. It's quite a tiring section, this, on your wrists. Never quite sure what's under the surface. As you can see, the old brambles are here to catch you out. So as I was saying, if you go straight on here to the left, there's a level crossing, but advice is don't go there. He said a couple of deaths last 2 years, people crossing it, hit by trains. One was a motorbiker. So just follow the route round. And you get a nice little climb the other side of this, if my memory serves me right. Whoop. So once you come out from those byways, you drop into the lovely little village here. Thank you. On our way to Frampton Mansell, 1 mile away, and Cheltenham, 2 miles away. And this just cuts out going around the crossing. And it's a nice place to ride through. Again, lots of folks out for a Sunday morning walk in the cold morning. You can see it's a beautiful place to walk or come for a ride. Going down through a little valley here. I'll tell you what, somebody had to build a big wall up there. Look at that. Fair size retaining wall. So if you can hear me across the wind, because we're now on the main road that takes you from Cirencester towards Stroud. So we're here at the top of the Stroud Valley. Again, there's a gliding club up on the left hand side, and there's a cafe up there called the Glider Cafe. Again, if you need a drink or beverage or what have you, something to eat, over on the left hand side. Come off the main road, back to these nice little small lanes. So we're just going back onto the route again. You can see, nice Cotswold village again. Got a lot of mill houses along here. There used to be a lot of mills, and a lot of the money was made from sheep and their wool over the 200-300 years ago. Road closed ahead, that could be interesting. So we're back on the main road again now, turning off here onto the left hand side. Again, all these are mills built for the wool industry, because you've got the rivers running down through, drive the water wheels. Some of them still make carpets and fabrics. Others have been changed into accommodation, flats, etc. No, that's jammed in solid there. You need a really light bike. You won't get much lighter than yours. Quite a rocky, steepy climb. It's the hardest of the day so far. And there's a nice steel pipe running across there, water pipe. So here we are on the edge of Stroud. We're going to turn off here on the right hand side, but if you carry on you can see Stroud Centre. Just past a garage, so there's petrol if you need it. And as I say, we turn right and almost turn back on ourselves on the TET trail. But if you carry on straight ahead, you'll come to Stroud. Plenty of places there, fish and chip shops, cafes, restaurants. So goodbye Stroud. So we've climbed up out of Stroud. Now back on one of the A roads. It's a bit grey and gloomy up here today, but again, it gives you a bit of a rest. Whoops. Oh, I had to brake a bit quicker there, should have been paying more attention. It was worth turning it on because we come to this byway which got no grip at all, absolutely no grip. And it's snowing. Oh well, it was snowing a second ago. Hailstones. Never mind, missed it. Okay, we're just at the top of Birdlip Hill, and oops, allegedly this is a descent, so we'll see what it's like. From top of Birdlip you get a fantastic view over Gloucester and Cheltenham. Nice pub on the top called the Hot Air Balloon. It looks a bit squidgy, yeah, that wheel's squidging around. So we're just coming down a byway onto the top of Birdlip Hill, going through the woods again. Just been through one field, unfortunately didn't have the camera on, which looked innocuous, dead easy, but oh my goodness, the three of us ended up having to get off our bikes, pushing it up, and it looked nothing at all, but it was so wet and slippy. So just past the top of Birdlip, and now just a bit of ancient history from my past. Over here on the left hand side is a place called Ellingwood Manor. Back in 1976, myself and some friends from St Paul's College, where I was learning to be a teacher, came here. Met some of the young people here who were just as old as us, in their 20s. It's now called the National Star Centre. It's a residential facility for adults with severe physical learning difficulties. In my previous life as a special needs teacher, a number of our students from our physically impaired resource provision with severe physical and educational needs were able to get funding there when they left us at the age of 16. It's a really, really brilliant place. So yeah, just a bit of ancient history. So we're just coming down the back of Birdlip. It's a really nice, tricky, technical lane, this, quite steep, little stream down the middle of it, quite stony underneath. Take it easy. Never been down here before, so yeah, lovely lane.